Hello, I'm Wayne McGahee III, and I'm an Afghanistan veteran with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. And the reason that I'm talking to you today is because there's an issue with veterans with PTSD not coming forward, not getting the help they need, and it's leading to alcohol abuse, suicides, and it's just not acceptable. So, the reason that I'm talking to you today is to promote the Real Warriors campaign. The Real Warriors campaign is a multimedia public awareness campaign designed to encourage help-seeking behavior among service members, veterans, and military families coping with invisible wounds. Launched by the Defense Centers of Excellence for Psychological Health and Traumatic Brain Injury, DCOE, in 2009, the campaign is an integral part of the Defense Department's overall effort to encourage warriors and families to seek appropriate care. I was diagnosed with PTSD 2 years after I got out of the Marine Corps in the summer of 2013. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2011, I had just come back from Afghanistan. I processed out less than a month after I returned, and I wasn't given any psychological evaluation. I was never talked to about it, and when I left, I had to wait, nearly 2 years to get appointments to be able to get evaluated for this. The Real Warriors campaign helps with that. They help you with clinics, they help you with appointments, they help you get the help you need, and that is something that is desperately needed in this time with veterans of not just Iraq and Afghanistan, but Vietnam. There's still so many Vietnam veterans out there that aren't getting the help they needed, and it's turning into a horrible situation for them and for my generation of veterans. According to a report by the RAND Corporation, which was done in September of 2014, 20% of the 2.7 million veterans who fought in Iraq or Afghanistan have been diagnosed with some form of PTSD. That's over 540,000 veterans out there that have been damaged through war. And it's a horrible situation. It's very tough to live with. The issues that come with living with this type of disease, because that's actually what it is. They it's not easy. I have trouble sleeping at night. Sometimes I wake up and I don't know where I am. I don't do large crowds well. I have trouble, walking around in crowds. And fireworks. I used to love the 4th of July. It was one of my favorite holidays, New Year's. But I can't go out now because the fireworks. If I don't know that they're coming, um, it just it completely shuts me down, and that's something that I just don't want to take the chance with. So it affects your everyday life. It affects your relationships. It's such a horrible disease to deal with, just because it affects not only yourself but your family. The reason that this is an issue is because 50% of veterans with PTSD do not seek help, and only half that do seek help get the minimally available treatment. It's ridiculous that it's so hard to get diagnosed with this and then to start getting into help, because that's the process you have to go through. With the Veterans Association, the Real Warriors campaign helps out with that. Can provide. They have live chats to where you can talk to people. You can call in. It has links to doctors and advice and tips, and it's a great resource that I think veterans need to use. It's tragic that veterans don't have uh, a better way to go about and get this handled. But with the way that the VA is set up right now, it's just not really an option. Traumatic brain injury is also a big issue when it comes to PTSD. Nearly 260,000 veterans have been diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury, and 7% of all veterans have both the TBI and PTSD. I'm one of those 7%. When I was in the Marine Corps, I had a 150-pound missile launcher dropped 8 feet onto the back of my head, and since then I have chronic migraines that absolutely knock me off my feet. Um, when you couple that with the issues from PTSD, it really affects your everyday life. It leads to depression, and I'm one of the lucky ones. I have very good um, support staff with my family, with my fiance, and they've enabled me to get help when I needed it, because there was a time where I went through depression. Um, where I had trouble with 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 my life. It was just everything was so tough, but I had that support system behind me, and not every veteran has that. It's definitely an issue that needs to be resolved, and that's where the Real Warriors campaign comes in, because they provide that support staff. If you let them, if you can use that resource, they will help you every step of the way. It's something that I firmly believe in, and if I didn't have that support system, something that I would have used. Another issue out there for veterans with PTSD is the fact that most of them don't have that support system that we talked about earlier, and they turn to the most readily available option, which is alcoholism. 60 to 80% of Vietnam veterans with PTSD have alcohol abuse problems, according to the ptsd.va.gov website. Combining PTSD with alcoholism is just a recipe for disaster. It's so hard to function with PTSD regularly that when you add alcoholism to it, it's pretty much impossible to function in your everyday life. It's hard on everybody, you, your body, your family, children, pets, parents. I mean, it's such a hard situation to deal with, and it's only making it worse. So the the VA needs to do a better job, and that's where the Real Warrior campaign comes in. Once again, they have military crisis hotlines set up, they have live chats set up, and then they have links that you can click on that will help you manage your PTSD, and so you don't have to turn to alcoholism. With PTSD, and when you mix in alcoholism, the result is often disastrous. Right now, today, there will be 22 veterans that commit suicide. There are 5,000 to 8,000 veterans that commit suicide a year. That's 5 to 8,000 too many. This is a serious problem that are plaguing, the people who have, fought for this country, bled for this country, and it is an absolute travesty that this is happening. And a lot of them don't even know about the benefits that they have. I mean, it's incredible how little information there is out there. The VA does a decent job of trying to get the information out there, but the process is so long that people have to wait so long to get diagnosed and get the treatment that they need, that it's just not acceptable. And this is something that they really need to fix. If you know a veteran or a veteran related acquaintance, doesn't matter. If you know someone that is struggling with PTSD right now, send them to the Real Warriors Campaign website. It's a great resource. There's so many different things about it that could help. There's the hotline, there are the links, there's the process for application for PTSD. So, I mean, a lot of people don't know what the application process is. So, filling those out and getting that started so you can get, so that, the veteran can get the treatment is a big issue. Also, if you want to help out, please contact the Real Warrior campaign on their website, and please check out the rest of this video with interviews from more veterans suffering from PTSD. I promise you will not regret it.